this is Crafty Mom. I am making little hats today to kind of go on some of the things we have done previously. My first one, I used a toilet paper roller to get my circle base, but as I was tying the yarn on, I noticed it got kind of flimsy. So then I decided that I would try with plastic canvas. I decided how long I wanted it, and then I put it in a few stitches to put it together. That's what this one is, just so that way it makes the circle. As you can see here, we've got one on the snowman pot, just on its head. Here's the pom-pom snowman with one on. So we're going to take our ring that we made. I cut my yarn previous to the video so I wouldn't have to take the time. Do anywhere from 10 to 12 inches, just however long. You're going to loop it and you're just going to pull it tight. You're not putting a knot in it or anything. You're just going to be putting them on. And I've used variegated yarn, so therefore it wouldn't all be the same color. You could do solid colors, you can do variegated. This way you can tell I've got, this yarn has greens and blues and pinks, purples, white, blues. It's quite a few different colors. Once you get into the groove of getting the yarn on, it's not really that big of a... Your biggest time consuming part of this will be cutting your yarn and your bases. Just so therefore you have it all done when you go to start. And you just want to kind of keep them as close as you can together as you're going around. Mine are 4 of the little squares tall. I can't remember how many long. Let's see. I can measure them this way. Let's see. This one is about 6.5 inches long. So that but it just kind of depends on how big of a base or you're putting it on. You can always put a string through them. Put a little fishing line through them so you can hang them as an ornament on your tree. As of yet, we don't have any on the tree, but they'll get there eventually. See, like I said, just keep them all going in a row. And you want to keep them tight so they're not loose or trying to come off later. Keep them all together. Of course, if you have dry hands like I do, the yarn starts trying to stick onto them. It's that lovely time of year when the weather's changing, your skin gets dried out. Or if you're like me, you cooked Thanksgiving dinner yesterday, and so you've been playing with a lot of raw food, and which means lots of hand washing to get all the blood, ick, yuck off your hands. You don't want to be making people sick, yourself sick. One thing with the plastic canvas, it doesn't collapse like a toilet paper roll or paper towel holder would either. So that gives you more of a stability when you're pulling the yarn tight. You don't have to worry about the toilet paper roller collapsing or tearing. And we're already halfway there. You can tell I'm making sure I get different pieces of the colors so they're not all the same back to back to back. We're discussing decorating our house for Christmas this weekend, getting everything in the swing of things for the holidays. Since Christmas will be here before we know it. Just about got it, all the plastic covered. This will be our last loop to put on here. Okay, now we've got the whole piece covered. As you can tell, kind of reminds you of a windsock with a bunch of little pieces coming off the end. Now we're just going to take it and kind of like you're gathering up a handful of spaghetti or something and put your hand around it. Just take one of your pieces of yarn. You're going to just tie them all together really tight. I've been knotting on one side and then bringing the yarn around to the back side and doing another double knot just to kind of ensure that was set excess yarn out of the way. Now, of course, you can see it's an awful lot of tail. So what I usually I do this over a trash can, but I'm going to do it over my mat. Put my hands so maybe an inch or so above where you tied it, and then just start cutting the yarn off. Now the first time you do it, it's not to be pretty. And of course, that's longer than what we want. So then you can just, if you have a lot of your bulk off, you can start doing it to kind of get it where you want it. You can always fray the ends of the yarn if you want to, but there you have a little toboggan. You can put that as an ornament on your tree, put it on top of your snowman, just anything to give them that extra little bit of pop or color. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.